Hello, everyone. I'm Nina Contento, here with author, entertainer, award-winning speaker. The list goes on.
Wow.
David Coleman. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for the intro. I'll try to follow it.
Okay,
Thank
it shouldn't be too hard.
you. Okay, I'm going to try.
Okay, so they call you the real life Hitch.
Uh, I'm known as I'm a dating doctor.
Okay.
I'm known as America's dating doctor, and what Will Smith does in the movie Hitch, the role he plays, I do that every single day of my life. Like he had Kevin James, I have 10 Kevin Jameses in my life at all times, and I'm basically trying to help people get out of their own way. They're their own worst enemy, and they don't believe they're handsome enough or pretty enough, or that they deserve the love that they want, and I turn that around.
So would you say dating doctor is your official title?
Yeah, I'm known. Yes, I would say dating doctor is an official title, and then I'm also kind of the advisor to the romantically challenged. There's people out there, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. There's some things that people do wrong, or they just totally screw up, and I'm going to try and help them not do that.
I think I might need your help for Valentine's Day.
I doubt it.
Oh, come on.
I think you'll do fine.
Okay, so how do you feel about the movie Hitch and how it portrayed your job?
Um, how it portrayed the job, I think he does a really nice job. It's not a clandestine thing in today's world of social media. When you help someone, or if you announce that you're helping someone, 25 to 50 other people. Like today on the plane on the way here, I mentioned what I did, and the flight attendant said it too loudly, and literally 6 people before I got off the plane asked me how they can hire me for that type of help. So what I didn't like is at the end he kind of jumps on her car to keep her from driving away, and I didn't think she was treating him very well. So for him to do that, as every time they get in a fight, is he going to jump on the car? So I mean, it's a movie, and it was an entertaining movie. I wouldn't necessarily espouse to do everything you see in it.
So you don't recommend jumping on people's cars?
I would not recommend jumping on a moving car. No.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning.
Sure.
How did you get into this field?
When I was younger, I went to a conference once, and I presented a 45-minute educational session at a conference called Creative Dating. It was how to ask someone out, what to do on a first date to get a second date, and just some do's and don'ts. It was a quick 45-minute session. There were 80 people in the room. At the end of it, 40 people walked up to me and said, "Here's my business card. If you come to our campus, if you come to my building, if you come to my community, we'll pay you." And then I had a show in Washington, D.C., and I ended up in front of 5,000 people. And one young lady in the audience wrote for the Washington Post, one wrote for the Chronicle of Higher Education, one wrote for Glamour. They all did articles on me, and it just exploded.
So you said they had called you and asked you to come to different locations. You're at Rowan today, of course, a college.
I am.
What other places do you perform at?
My favorite locations to perform at right now are, there's a couple different things I do other than colleges. Number one, I entertain our troops all over the world. I've been to 90 military bases around the world, and a lot of them come back and their boyfriends or girlfriends have left them and they're devastated, and some take their own life, those types of things. So if I can help them keep hope and to turn their lives around and know what love looks like again, I love that audience. And I've also begun talking to the seniors of the world. Like down in Florida, you'll have communities that are 55 and older. These people are still vitally alive, but they might have lost their spouse or their loved one. Believe me, there's a lot of love to be had down there too.
So you won Entertainer of the Year, the only speaker to win Entertainer of the Year, and you won the National Collegiate, Entertainer of the Year and Speaker of the Year 14 times.
Well, I've won Speaker of the Year 14 times. That's really nice. And I'm the only speaker so far to win Entertainer of the Year. The Entertainer of the Year usually goes to a magician like my friend James David, or a hypnotist, or a ventriloquist. Someone like a Jeff Dunham who's won it before. Ellen DeGeneres has won that award. So it's usually someone who's more of an entertainer. I'm actually trying to teach people something and entertain them. The motto that I use for my career is, where is it said that learning can't be fun and entertainment can't be life-changing? And that's what I try to do.
Wow, that's so impressive being next to those names. That's awesome.
I agree. I'm humbled every time I even think about it, actually.
So would you say this is your greatest achievement in your career?
My greatest achievement in my career, I believe, is I had a male client once who couldn't even look at women, couldn't even look at them. He had all the money he would ever want in his life, but if a woman walked up and said hello, he would crumble. And now he's in a really healthy relationship. I think they might actually get married. They're very happy. So awards mean nothing. It's what you do to someone else's life in a positive way that matters.
Wow, that's so humbling. So now this is a little bit more of a harder question. Is it hard for you not to kind of butt in if you see something, like give your advice even if somebody doesn't ask?
I'm pretty good at this. For instance, it happened today. There was a couple sitting next to me. I was in a 3-seat spot in the plane, And I could obviously overhear their conversation. They're sitting right next to me. And I said, do you mind if I offer one opinion from overhearing your conversation? It'll take less than 10 seconds, and then you can tell me to shut up the rest of the flight. They're like, sure. I said, I think you're saying the exact same thing in a different way. You're actually on each other's team, not against each other. And they stopped, and they went, he's 100% right. And they talked about it. They came to a decision. They had a great flight, and I think they started kissing. So if there's a child 9 months from now, it's my fault.
Oh my gosh. They might name it after you. Did you tell them your name?
No, I never tell people my name, and I never tell them what I do on a flight because for the next 4 hours they need relationship help. I usually tell them I'm an auditor for the IRS, and they never bother me again.
Yeah, you're on a plane, so you just can't escape. There's no way to go.
You know what I love about planes? Is a couple will meet each other for the first time on a plane. They'll get all flirty. Then they'll get to their destination. Then they remember there's loved ones picking them up downstairs, so they have to pretend like they never saw each other on the flight. And I'll watch them and their eye contacts and stuff. It's hilarious.
I'm not even going to lie. That happened to me. I went to Colorado last month. Me and this other guy were sitting next to each other on the plane, talking to each other, got to know each other. And then he got off the plane and met up with another girl. And I was like,
Did he flirt with you on the flight?
yeah, he had a cat.
Did he flirt with you on the flight?
Yeah, he
Did
had
he?
a cat, and he told me the name of the cat and everything.
Did he show any intentions toward wanting to see you after that flight was over?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Did you flirt back?
Of course.
Are you taken?
No.
Have your fun.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so before I send you off on stage and you have the opportunity to change your mind, where was your favorite place that you performed?
The National Naval Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland. I did a program for all of our wounded warriors that were there, and then I went bed to bed to bed to bed, and I talked independently and individually with all the ones who were so injured that they couldn't make the show. It's the greatest day of my career.
Wow.
Without question.
That's
No matter how hurt they were, no matter how injured, they all wanted to go back. The mission wasn't complete, and their battle buddies were still there, and that day completely changed my life.
That's amazing.
It was amazing.
Well, thank you so much for your insight. I feel like I've already learned a lot already.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot. Me too.
I'm Nina Contento, and thank you for watching RTN.